G'day and welcome to another installment on the DR650 adventure build. In this episode we'll be installing an Acerbis 20 litre touring tank. Now the first thing you should be doing is checking the contents. Make sure that everything is being supplied as per the instructions. The next step is to strip down the bike. You start by removing both side panels, then the seat will need to be removed, and then the tank. Once the side panels and seat are removed, you can now start undoing the bolts to the tank. These are the only two bolts actually holding the tank down. The next step is to remove the fuel line. Pinch the clip and work it off the fuel line. Now work the fuel line off the metal pipe that connects to the carb. When the fuel line's getting close to coming off, just place a little container nearby to catch what fuel there will be in the line. It won't just continuously pour out of the tank. Now remove the vacuum hose from the back of the fuel tap. The tank now should be ready to be removed, so carefully lift it up and carry it to somewhere safe to store. Next, just remove the vacuum tube from the carby and put in a vacuum cap to block off the connector. Or you can fold over the hose and tie it down with a zip tie. Now move to the front of the bike. There are 4 bolts holding on the tank shroud. This will need to be removed to be able to fit the new tank. Next step is the Acerbis tank preparation. First add the little tab which the seat will hook into. This takes the two 10mm bolts and just tighten them up with a socket wrench, but not too tight. Next step is to install the fuel tap to the petrol tank. Now that the tank is fuel tight, it's time to give the tank a good flush out. Pour about half a litre of fuel into the tank, put the cap on, and just give it a good shake. This is basically to remove all the plastic bits from the manufacturing of the tank. Pour out the fuel and repeat the process. Now take the old fuel line off the existing tank. And now install it on the new tank. And then slide the clip back over. Now it's time to install the tank on the bike. Make sure the tank's properly in position. Now install the supplied rubber mounts and screws. Now tighten off the bolts and make sure that the tank's nice and sturdy. Remember, these are into rubber mounts, so you don't want to tighten them off too tight that it starts to distort the rubber. Now it's time to reinstall the fuel line into the carb. And reattach the clip. Now it's time to install the seat. I had issues with this. The tab on the tank is a little bit too big and doesn't fit the tab insert on the seat. So I had to cut it down with my little Dremel and so it would fit. I'm not sure if this is a common occurrence, but it was a little bit weird considering this was designed for a DR. It also didn't actually fit my stock seat, so it wasn't just the sergeant seat here. The seat now fits, but it is a lot more snug than it was with the stock tank. It's a little bit harder to fit, so you know, once it's in you can then tighten up the bolts and there's very little you need to do now. It's all kind of ready to go. The indicators will hit the tank, so in my next video I will go into how to adjust those and make up brackets